Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I was in the Tsunami Bar Sports golf lab today, getting some swings in, just trying to grind a little bit. And I was a little bit out of sync, and I started using one of our swing aids, and I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to show this to you. Now, let's get one thing right out in the open. I am not a PGA Tour pro. I am not the low handicapper that I used to be. I used to carry a single-digit handicap way back in the day, but I don't play golf, I don't practice golf nearly as much as I used to, so I still have some things up in my head that I know what I'm supposed to do, but it's hard for me to execute, and I'm a lot older now than I was back then, and my speed is way down. Instead of producing that 117 to 120 mile per hour club head speed with a driver, I'm probably, I might crack 100 every now and then. That'd be about it. So I don't have a lot of speed anymore. But so it's important for me to be able to play at a level where I at least don't feel like I'm embarrassing myself, that I have to hit the ball well. I have to be a great ball striker. And that's one thing that this tool helps me with. And so I'm working on it today because I was a little out of sequence. My release wasn't where it needed to be. And this little baby right here, the Swing Balance Laginator, it's got flexibility in it, so it's got some lag to it, helps me get my impact position right, get my hips rotating like I want them to rotate. And I'm going to go through this kind of step by step and just show you how I use this little training aid to kind of help keep me between the ropes. Alright, generally speaking, when I come to the Tsunami Bar Sports Golf Lab, I generally swing 3 irons. I go with a 7, a 5, and a 3. Now when I came up in golf, a 2 iron and a 1 iron were common in your bag. That was part of my introduction to golf, was being able to hit a 2 iron and a 1 iron, and the driver was still the hardest club in the bag. Those old persimmon heads that were that big around, they were tiny, and had the screws in it, where the term hitting it on the screws came from way back in the day. But now things have changed, and the 2 irons kind of making a comeback with they call it the driving iron, so to speak. And it's a great club, and that's why I always practice with a 3. Seve Ballesteros used to take a 3 iron to the beach and practice a 3 iron off the sand so he could really hone in his contact, his ball striking skills. And I've always practiced with a 3 iron. I feel like when I can hit a 3 iron well, I can pull any club out of the bag and hit it proficiently. So when I tend to get out of sequence with a club, it's because my hips are slow and my arms, my upper body starts to take over. And I don't make good contact with the ball. I usually hit it out on the toe, I hit it thin. There's any number of little patterns that have come about that I don't hit the ball well. And I need to get back in sequence, and that's where I use this Swing Balance Laginator. This little device right here, it's got some flexibility in it, so it's got some built-in lag, but it's got this little piece that slides up and down, makes a nice little sound at the bottom, so I get an audible tone if I'm doing things the way that I want to do it. So it's all about storing energy and releasing energy in the proper place and sequence. So I just take my normal golf grip, and when I'm swinging poorly, like I was when I came in here, I take an address position, I take it back, the little piece slides down, I hear it, so I know that the Laginator is loaded. And this is the poor one. This is when I started out. My hips are slow, my arms are fast, and I'm releasing way too early. So I'm getting the click of this device way out here to my right side, way early, because I've got no rotation in my hips. My lead side is getting nothing done. So all I do is go slow. As one of our PGA Tour pros around here, Mr. George Bryan, he always says you got to go slow to learn fast. So he says to take it back, let it load, and then go slow. And if I get my hips to release and start to go forward, then I can get the click out here where I want it, out here in front of my left leg. When I can start to do that with some consistency, not swinging hard, really focusing on my trunk, when I start doing that, now I feel like I can pick the club up and start hitting the ball again. And that's generally what I'll do. Now I'll take the same action, Got a 7 iron, yep, got the 7 iron right here. And all I'll do, not trying to swing hard now, just trying to get the sequence right. And that was a pretty good contact right there. That wasn't anything like it was when I got started today. So now I feel like I can start to go through the progression. I'll take 5 or 6 swings with the club. I'll put it down. I'll pick the Laginator back up. At the load, I'm in my trail heel. I start to get my hips to turn and rotate. I didn't do anything but turn my hips and my arms drop, and then I release the club. So if I get to do that and get it to release out here and snap in front of my left knee, I know that I can pick the club up. Let's pick a 5-iron up this time. Another nice strike. And I can probably pick the 3-iron up and hit it pretty well too. Now, like I said, all I'm trying to do is get the sequencing right. It works every time. This tool helps keep my golf swing in sequence, and I also use it for an early release for out of thick rough and bunker play. You're not trying to use that leading edge in the bunker to compress the ball in the bunker. You're trying to use the bounce of the club. So you want an early release here to get that bounce to work for you, get the sand underneath the ball, loft it up on the green, or get yourself in position so you can continue to play and keep your score low. The Swing Balance Laginator. It's worth a look. I'll have some links down below so you can see where to get all this stuff. And that's pretty much it. The sequence that I use to get myself back on track when I start hitting the ball poorly is pretty simple, really. The Laginator, I put it in my hands. I just store energy, release energy, go slow, be smooth, get my hips rotating, let my hands and upper body follow, start to compress the ball, make good contact. And then as I start to really get it back into a better feel of things, then I start putting the speed, what little bit of speed I got left, back into the club. So that's pretty much it right there. The Laginator from Swing Balance. It helps me out. It gets me out of a jam. Every time I get into a slump, if I pull this out and start hitting some balls, I can usually get back on track fairly quickly. Compress the ball, strike it well, keep it in the fairway, get it on the green, then we just got to worry about the putter. And that's about it from the Tsunami Bar Sports Golf Lab. If you like the content that you see, please hit that like and subscribe button. It'll really help. And I'll tell you what, I'm just dying to hit another golf ball. Hang on a second. There's your 3-iron all day long. I feel like I can go play right now and probably shoot a pretty good score. The Laginator from Swing Balance. Give it a look. If you like the content that you're seeing, please hit that like and subscribe button. And the Lowdown will be back to you with more good stuff real soon. Y'all have a good day.